What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So it's another week in the books on the weekly rotation, and we have, as per usual, a combination of things I haven't reached for in a little while, something very special to me in this particular rotation, and then mostly newer stuff to this collection, stuff that I just got and did some full reviews on, and or are working on some full reviews. So we've got some new variety into the weekly rotation, and it's week number 234. So stay tuned. Starting off on Sunday, I believe this to be one of the best fragrances ever made for men. This is Mancera's Cedrat Boise. No secret here if you've been watching for a while on the channel. I like to recommend this one. I like to wear this one. It's really good. Citrusy, fruity, dry and woodsy, a touch of leather. I've always described it as a wicker basket full of a variety of fruits. It still smells like that to me. Above average performance for me. I get great longevity. Beyond that, it's a screw cap version. I know people will mention the magnetic cap being weaker, and I've had a bunch of people tell me they don't have that issue. So it's a variety, varying thing from person to person, different skin chemistries and olfactive perception, nose fatigue, and so on. So just try it on your skin, see what your experience is going to be, because it smells fantastic. It's highly versatile. It's very attractive. It's just a phenomenal fragrance. No, it does not smell like a Ventus. Yes, it does the same job as a Ventus. That's why it's kind of their Aventus, because it kind of, fits the vibe. But great stuff. You can get them really affordable for a big 4-ounce bottle from Discounters Online. It's totally worth checking out during the day, Mancera Cedrat Boisi. And then I got the shower. It's time for a good shave. And Old Faithful, as of late, has been Dior Sauvage. As far as my aftershave splash, I continue to knock that out more and more. I got a shave tonight, looking nice and scruffy. If you've never tried this one, you might be missing out. Reason being, it's got a good skin feel. Doesn't sting too much. It's not too high of an alcohol concentration as far as the other things that are going on. I don't know the exact formula of what's going on here, but it's got a good skin feel. Nose fatigue sets in rapidly for me, but my wife loves when I use it because she loves the way it smells because, putting it all right here and on my chest and everything, it's nose fatigue right away with all this ambroxan. But for me, the treat is the skin feel. For my wife is the scent profile, and that's why I keep going back to it. Out the shower, Dior Sauvage aftershave. Moving into Monday. Now, this kind of smells a little bit like Cedrat Boisi in the opening. Kind of like Aventus in the opening. Kind of like maybe a little bit of Elysium. But more so, it smells like Electimus Imperium. This is from Dumont. This is Bravanzo Imperial. It smells very much like Imperium. It has all that fruitiness in the top, citruses and fruits. A nice creamy vanilla, woody backbone with a little bit of a powdery nuance that comes in as it dries. Very masculine. Really good performance. Like, it's a dead ringer for Imperium. And Imperium reminds you of a bunch of other things. It'll remind you of this, Aventus, and so on. Like I was saying, stuff of that family, Nishanes, Hachivat, and so on. This is a dead ringer for that. So in many ways, it's kind of like a hybrid fragrance because it'll remind you of a lot of different fragrances that share similar profiles and notes and so on. Performance is above average. Definitely check out my full review if you want to hear details beyond this. But that's actually yet another great option from Dumont during the day is Bravanzo Imperial. And this is the one that's special to me that I was talking about. This is Ed Hardy Love and Luck. This is a very old bottle. Let me pull this cap to show you guys. This is my original bottle. It's got less than half left. It's not spoiled. This is like '09. When I got this bottle, this was like my signature scent for a little while during the rise of Ed Hardy and Christian Audigier. I wore this again the other night. I have a newer batch since they switched, I think, New Wave Parfums or something like that. I have a 30-ounce bottle that I've never opened. I grabbed it for like $9-10 at a Ross or a Marshall's or something a few years ago. And I've had no reason to open it because I still have this when I go back to it. But this bottle, this is the old stuff. This is the vintage stuff. It's crazy to think '09's vintage in 2024. Yeah, it actually is. That's 15 years ago. Crazy. Citrusy, fresh and spicy, a little alcoholic, musky, clean, very attractive. Not super youthful, but not an, older gentleman's fragrance either. Kind of like Sean John Unforgiven meets a little bit of Millesime Imperial, but it doesn't smell exactly like either of those fragrances, but it belongs in that family. And it was nice to revisit. I love smelling that in the air. It smells so good, because there was a time in life when I was wearing this on a regular basis. Out the shower, Ed Hardy, Love and Luck. Moving into Tuesday, I just did a full review on this one. I'm a huge fan. This is Lucianno's Coastal Breeze. It's a clone of Pacific Chill from Louis Vuitton. They did a really good job. Sure, it smells like a cheaper $40 version of that $300 fragrance. Of course it does, because that's what it is. But performance is average, as can be expected. Citrusy, fruity, tropical, fresh and watery, aquatic, clean and musky. Man, I love this stuff. Really, really good. I gotta say, has all of the freshness and brightness. Like I said, decent staying power in that 6-hour range. Nothing crazy. God, it's just floating around in the air. It smells so good. It really does. I'm so glad I ended up picking this one up. I would highly encourage checking this out. Last I checked, it was sold out at Fragrance Buy, where I got my bottle. I'll have it linked down below. Just click notify me and put your email in when they restock it. They'll shoot you an email. I do it all the time. That's how I got you can't see them on off camera right now, but Scandal Parfum Absolu from Jean Paul Gaultier. I click notify me 2 days later, got it in stock, bought it. So same thing applies here. This is beautiful stuff. Check out my full review for more details. But if you're looking for a great affordable option to smell like Pacific Chill, Lucianno Coastal Breeze would be the way to go. And then speaking of Louis Vuitton, I'm not a big imagination guy. I know that shocks a lot of people because it's most people's favorite from them. But this is actually a pretty good interpretation of it. It's Karus Blue Spice. Love the bottle on this one. Wore this out the shower. It's citrusy, green, a little spiced, fresh. This is superior to something like Paris Corner de North Stag Trois, which I wasn't a real big fan of. Of the four in that line, it's the one I like the least. Can't hold a candle to the Afternoon Swim clone or the Tigar clone. Those two are my favorites for sure. This is decent, I gotta say. I do like this one a lot more. This is a richer smell versus North Stag Trois. I could get down with this a little more. Still not gonna rave, oh my God, imagination. You know, it's good. I get it. It's a good fragrance. I'm not hating on the fragrance. It's just not my favorite. And that surprises a lot of people because I rave about things that I like and they'll be like, oh, but I don't like that. We're all different. That's just what it comes down to. But I gotta say, if you're looking for a great interpretation of imagination, this one actually compels me to want to wear it. It's actually pretty damn good. Out the shower, this is from Khadlaj. This is Karus Blue Spice. Moving into Wednesday, it was nice to throw this one on, even though it's hot outside, and this was maybe not the best choice. Mercedes-Benz Le Parfum. Smooth, rich, leathery, a little bit of this slightly medicinal, sweet, synthetic oud smell. Has that petroleum-like violet leaf kind of thing going on. A little bit of spice. Has a hint of a boozy nuance to it. Great performance. It's a rich fragrance. It's not too heavy. Not too heavy. I did get away with it. I was wearing like 5 sprays. It's very hot outside. We're in full-fledged summer weather out here in Panama City Beach. So it was nice to smell, though. It was very nice to smell. Around $40. This is still a nice gem sitting out there for somebody that wants a more designer synthetic-like oud that's very approachable. Rich and smooth, will remind you of Fahrenheit with other nuance. In some ways better, in some ways just as good. Then some people will say, how dare you, Fahrenheit's the greatest of all time. Everybody's got their stance, right? But this is definitely a really good one. I would encourage checking it out. I'm working on a full review I've been meaning to do for years. During the day, Mercedes-Benz Le Parfum. Then I got out the shower, and this is for the next 3 days following. So I'll discuss it here, and then I'll just touch on it briefly the next 2 days following. But I've been rolling with Seraphim Blue, the newest release in the Zaharoff signature line. I just love wearing this one. Fresh out the shower, this is great stuff. It's got great longevity. It's a fantastic everyday wear. But there's something about that fresh out the hot steam, spraying this one on skin with that eucalyptus, that wintergreen, minty, fresh tone, the aromatics, the crispness of the apple. It's not a real fruity, appley smell, but there's a crisp tone in the top, and that I think the contributing factor is that apple note. Man, that is so good. I'm sorry, that's so good. That is so good. Get a sample. So a lot of people I've been seeing messages. They're like, oh, the samples are sold out. No. It says pre-order for some reason and shows availability out of stock on the website. Click pre-order, put it in your cart. It'll ship within a few days. You'll have it. I don't know why George has it like that. But yeah, you can buy samples. Buy a sample, try it, check it out. 4-ounce bottles are sold out, but 2-ounce bottles are still available. If you want to check this one out, I would encourage getting a sample so you can see if it's for you. Check out my full review if you want to hear more details, but out the shower, Seraphim Blue. Moving into Thursday is the newest release from Paris Corner. This is Tuxedo with a dominating cedar note. Strong, strong, woody twist to this one. It is Emir's Rifaaqat Adorn. This is a banger. Just like Rifaaqat was a beautiful interpretation of Baby Cat, this is Tuxedo with a twist. So much more woody nuance than Tuxedo actually has, with that benzoin, ambery, peppered patchouli, vanilla kind of smell. I'm here for this one. When more and more people get their nose on this one, you're going to see some hype on this. I can almost guarantee it, because this is amazing. They're putting the right fragrances in the right bottle for the right line, because they got a lot of popularity off of Rifaaqat and Rifaaqat Adorn. This is that jam, because Tuxedo's been done to death by a bunch of companies. But what's been brought forward here that it's new for me, that I haven't tried any of the other inspired fragrances, is the dominating sharp cedar here. Heavy woody note. There's literally woody notes, cedar, and then coriander as well. And then tree moss can come across a bit woody as well. A lot of woody facets here, but what stands out is that sharp cedar, and I'm here for it. Check out my full review for details beyond this, but during the day, this was quite the treat with Rifaaqat Adorn. And then once again, out the shower, day 2 in a row was Seraphim Blue. Moving into Friday, if you're a fan of Tigar, Tarathi Blue, Kajal Om 3, Suspiro Vibrato, Rubroca Theorem, Alexandria Black Panther. Maybe you don't want the heavy ambroxan. Maybe you'd like a more ambered, nuanced, warm dry down. That's the thing I've noticed is enhanced on this one versus the others. Another one from Dumont in the Bravanzo line. This is Vestige. I just did a full review on this one as well. This one's not quite the ambroxan bomb. It's something like a North Stack, which I actually quite like. The fact that that's a ambroxan bomb is what makes it my favorite affordable option. And then like it's kind of more in the ballpark of Tarathi Blue, but amp up, lower the citrus down just a little bit and amp up this amber wood note or amber accord, whatever they got going. It's very warm and ambery. Smells fantastic. It's not as juicy of a citrus. It's more of a fresh citrus than an overall like thick citrus smell. And then, like I said, as it settles in, warm, much warmer fragrance. That kind of caught me off guard the first time I smelled it. I quite like it. I like that they bring something a little bit different. Out in the air, same fragrance. Up close, you can get the nuance change. Redundant if you have all the other ones that I listed or any of the other ones I listed. Super redundant, no need to get it. But if you don't have any of those and maybe you want the one that's the most amber forward, maybe check this one out. Check out my full review for more details. During the day, Bravanzo Vestige. And once again, out the shower again with Signature Seraphim Blue. Finally on Saturday, one that gets no love. It kind of, because if you look in the forums, it'll say Invictus. Sure, I can get a little bit of that tie-in, but I get more 1 Million Lucky, and not the same exact smell. It's got that kind of sweetness without being plum. It's pear, and it's not like distinctive pear. It's fruity, it's sweet, but when it dries, it's a soft leather through and through. Like that's the only thing I smell when it gets to the deeper dry down. I ended up wearing this one during the day and out the shower. I even wore it to the gym that day, so I went 3 rounds with this one, literally yesterday, because it's Sunday morning as I record this. This is Carolina Herrera's 212 Heroes, the gimmicky skateboard bottle that I actually quite like. The bottle even kind of looks like 1 Million Lucky. It reminds me of that family. Nice ginger accord here, mixing with pear and leather. There's musk, a little bit of woods, but it's mainly about leather, ginger, and pear. Sweet, but not as sweet as a 1 Million Lucky. Like the hazelnut plum honey in that one makes that a lot sweeter than this. Again, it reminds me of it. Same vein. This is not as strong. This is like a 6-7 hour fragrance in longevity is what I've clocked it at so far. Again, I'm working on a review on this one. And it's not super loud. I would say after about an hour and a half, it calms down quite a bit, but it's still noticeable and detectable. It does give me nice little light whiffs here and there. I don't have to go searching for it to smell it. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of this fragrance. I bought it on a whim. I saw the bottle. I was like, sure, what the hell? Saw the note breakdown. It's probably decent. It's better than I thought. If you like sweet designers, this is actually a really good one. Carolina Herrera kind of did their thing here. I'm enjoying it so much so that I gave it 3 rounds in one day. I wore it to the gym, which 5 sprays was too much to wear it to the gym, I gotta say. When I got back, I refreshed with another 5 sprays. When I got out the shower, I did 5 sprays again. 5 sprays seems to be the sweet spot for me with this one. I'm digging it. Be on the lookout for a full review as I continue to test this one. But yeah, don't knock it before you try it. During the day, out the shower, to the gym. Carolina Herrera, 212 Heroes. Well, that was this week's rotation. And until next time, do me a real quick favor. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe because I do appreciate all the feedback and I love hearing from you guys. What'd you guys wear this week? Definitely comment down below. I'm always curious to see what you guys have been wearing. This is what I wore this week, as you can tell based on the rotation. Ever evolving, ever changing with some repeats showing up here and there, like Seraphim Blue, for example. The Sauvage Aftershave Splash. That's the only real repeats that kind of happen this week that you see pretty often, week in and week out, because I just keep going back to them. It's my favorite aftershave splash and my favorite fragrance right now, so... yeah, appreciate you watching, and until next time, I will say if you get your hands on any of the stuff I wore this past week and give them a spray now, you might end up thanking me later. Have a good one, guys.